Really? Yeah, great timing there, Cough. Great timing. Oops, I pushed the wrong button. There it is. Yeah, it's late or early for whoever it may be, but that just happens sometimes. Hello, aliens, you're up early / late. So I don't need a sweater right now. Oh my god. Looking at some of the screenshots for the walkthrough, I didn't realize how terrible the fucking writing was in the OG game. Like, it's bad. I didn't realize it was that bad. Alright, let's get Phantasy Star booted up. I don't know why Sega doesn't bother to come back and redo these games proper. I'm always tired lately, but it's either sickness, food, whatever. I did find it a little concerning the game has to check this backup data. So what happens in the game's like backup data is corrupt? It's like, oh. Like, for me lately, it's like I gotta find a balance of food I can eat if it won't put me to sleep. It doesn't tell me, oh, level 13, level 26, level 12, level 13, wow. What's scary about all that, though, is that the game's max level is 100, I believe. Okay. I think I went to go to the other town I was at earlier. Nope, down. Now, if I recall from what little I played of Phantasy Star 3, the music in 3 is actually potentially worse. Hard to say, because Genesis does have a limited sound chip. The Genesis is basically using, like, off-the-shelf parts. That's why I part the hovercraft. Yeah, supposedly if you eat a carb-rich meal, it'll put you to sleep. Which, for most people, if you drink a can of Coke with your meal, a can of Coke is 39% of your daily carb intake. Just one can. Let that sink in. That is a lot of carbs. Now, I'm not a weight trainer or nothing, but nor am I like a scientist or anything, but like 39%, that's almost half of what you can have in a day, so I also read somewhere if you were to just cut soda or pop out of your diet entirely, you would lose like a significant amount of weight real fast. Because it's just sugar on sugar on sugar. My sleep pattern's all over the place, but I also stream games, so what do? So make the best of it. Do stream before work instead of after work. Well, I have the energy to do so, kind of thing. Oh my god, I've been listening to basically YouTube stuff at work because free Wi-Fi at the factory I work at. But anyways, it's not that, it's the ads. I keep getting ads for casinos and stuff, but it's the same casino, the same ad, word for word. The only thing they do is change the name of the casino in the ads lately, and it's just like, come on, guys. Like, come to the luxury casino, come to Wolf's Bane Casino, come to whatever casino. It's just like, guys, it's the same ad, word for word. You're just changing the name of it, and that's it. Like, come on, try harder. I think I got everyone titanium armor, but equip titanium, Silver ribbon. She's still got a carbon vest, so I can't do much for her. And that's the problem with this guide we're doing, or this guide, like, and this version of the game. Like, this version of the game was redone to make it fit in better with the timeline of 3 and Phantasy Star 3 and 4. So it's a modernization, so a lot of things have changed. But the other problem with these old games is the 4-character limit for a lot of things. Now, I understand why they did that back in the day. It's because of, memory limitations. Because text still takes up memory. It doesn't take up much memory, but it still takes up memory. Like, I've had Word documents, like, just text, bigger than some old computers could handle, because the text document was beyond like the 720 kilobyte file size limitation, or 320 depending on what system you're using. Carbon helmet. Nope. I do give this game that much credit. Like, you can't use that. All right. Wait, you can't use a helmet. Hold on. Carbon helmet. Can't use a Titan helmet. What? There it goes. So he wears a gear on his head. Sure. So there's only one more town. Unless there's another page. Whew. Warm. Got a knock at the door. You, Rolf? It's good to meet you, mate. I heard you were trying to save us all from the biohazards. I don't know much good I can do against them, but if you run into any machines, I can shut them down proper. Look, why is he like New York? Why is he from New York? I haven't always been on the right side of the law, but when I see the streets made me lose faith in the mother brain long ago. My name's Josh Kane, but my mates just call me Kane. So what do you say? Give Kane a nickname? No. What is this, Pokemon? Wait 1 second. I guess I should close that door because it is 2 something in the morning. Just to keep the noise down. And what? This was 89, this game came out? Alright, so back to Jet Scooter. I will say I wanted to play the Generations game, mostly because cutscenes are better. Slightly, I guess you could say, besides some of the art is kind of questionable, I guess. don't know if this is the right town. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, so at the end of this guide, the game's like, oh, you should have titanium helmet, yeah. Laser knife too. You got ceramic swords too, but is the laser knife really that much better? Well, I can walk over there anyways, cause money. EXP. Like, yeah, I had the convenience of fast travel, but to minimize grinding later on, I should just walk around and kill stuff, getting money anyways. That's the logic in an RPG, really, because here's where my ride is. Dude, new. I'm not sure how I'm gonna. Well, actually, I don't know about one thing. I wonder if the Fallout 4 next generation version is going to break every mod for the game. Like Skyrim there, because they're already gotten rid of Creation Club and renamed it the Creations like Skyrim, and it's just like, I'm not paying for fucking mods. Like, that's the whole point of modding in general, like it's supposed to be a free thing. So I don't know why Bethesda thinks, oh, this Creation Club shit's actually gonna do well enough. It's like, I don't think it does. Like, when they first tried it with Skyrim, when it first came out with Steam, it got shut down so hard that they had to basically revert the system. So they ended up leaving that system in, as well as slowly rolling in the Creation Club stuff. So that's the only thing I'm worried about, if they're gonna break mods to the point where you can't do nothing with it. Not to mention, how many of these old mods won't be compatible with the new version. Excuse me. Because from why am I so dry? Anyways, but from Bethesda's standpoint, when they did Skyrim remastered there, all they did was took Skyrim and a bunch of like the popular mods at the time, slap it together in their own thing, and call it a package. Now, granted, I don't know if modders actually own their content. I guess for certain legal reasons, you can give up your legal claim to that you own the mods in that case. Which was more or less the one mod I was working on back in the day. Because we had the... oh my goodness. Because, we started off on our project. Where's the weapons shop? Oh. You don't have any room. Okay. At least with the amount of money you earn in this version of this game, you're not scrounging to get by. Okay, I need an item stop. I gotta sell some shit. So, I'm guessing each character only gets 2 pages. Yep. I don't know what the polymetral is for. It was an item in the first game. Inventory management in these old games was sucking something. Okay, he's good. She's good. Get rid of that monomate because it's basically useless at this point in the game. Yeah, I do appreciate the renames shit to be properly. Well, my god, he's got a lot of fucking diamonds on him. But yeah, back to the fact that like, I don't know how Bethesda thinks paying for mods this is like the way of the future. It's just like only way that works is if the people who are making it get a cut. Like, that's the only way I can see it being beneficial for modders, if they get in a percentage or whatever. It's 135. So it's the same as the sword, it's just that you get 2 attacks. Back to the item shop. Thank you, ceramic sword. You served me well. And the reason I have the key still, like, do I need it still? I don't know. The game's not exactly clear on that. How the hell do I get the app building down there? That's what I want to know. That's how. I'm excited to work on a new type of gum. Ever heard of Marura leaf? Marura leaf? There's a rocky island called Uzo west of here. Marura leaves grow only in Uzo Island. I thought the marijuana leaves at first. The leaves produce a large amount of oxygen, we can even use them to breathe underwater. That's why I'm trying to develop it in a gum. I need leaves from the Manura tree to finish my gum, so find any, please let me know. Manura, marijuana, whatever, dude. I'm still not sure how these what the fuck are you? You're new. Terrakite. Well, hello, sir. Okay, whatever the fuck you were, just die. Squat. I like how we're already at the renamed palette swap enemies. Jeez. Stop missing, you hobos. This peninsula region, whatever the hell you want to call it. It may be a 16-bit game, but since it's the first 16-bit RPG for Sega there, I don't exactly know how to feel, because, like, it's basically the naming conventions and whatnot, it's actually subpar compared to the original Pokemon, which was on an 8-bit console. So how did Pokemon overcome the 4-letter limitations, whereas there were so many games in the 16-bit era that could not? You did a lot of 16-bit RPGs where that's it, you were limited to 4 characters. The only other thing I can think of is when your name is when the character's name is said in... Where the fuck was I going? The character's name, I think, only has so many spaces because they couldn't change the spacing of where the next line of dialogue was back in the day. So that's my theory. So that's why you were limited to 4.4 characters. Because the rest of the text box, they couldn't make it like shift a line or whatever. That's how modern games would just do it if with subtitles. Now, where did I leave that fucking hovercraft? I think it's over to the right. Yeah, it's over here somewhere. Not that way. This is the worst D-pad to play with, though, is the Xbox 360. Yeah, but the funny part is, quote-unquote, the Xbox... Fallout 4's next gen is also on the Xbox Series S, which is the lesser of the consoles. It's what I had to replace my 360. Okay, where the fuck did I leave that? Oh my god, you guys are just assholes. I also don't even know if this game has multiple planets like the first game. Like, this is my first time actually playing this game. And since it's now it's the first, well, I've played this game before, but I didn't actually play it. Booted it up, got the gist of it, and then left it. What the fuck are those? Nothing. That's what they are. You look intimidating, but you're a bitch. They're moblins from Zelda. Sea slave, sea beast. Sea king. Wait, isn't Sea King a Pokemon? Watch, this came before Pokemon, so... Meow, 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 meow. Well, you can definitely tell you're in a different region. I don't know where it's supposed to be going. Really? Yeah, 2 attacks for Rolf is better than 1. I can't believe they called the claws that Nay used in the original bars. Like, she's just fighting with rebars. Like, what the hell was the localization team doing in this fucking game? You again. Reptile. Let's see, Rolf is full health. She only's got last 10. Amy needs a heal. I wish it was a little more modern RPG wise, because it didn't have to go keep going through menus to check everything. Like, Mario RPG really made the quality of life systems for RPGs. It's not as bad as Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 has like a very janky Western menu system. Like, where the fuck am I going? Okay, I think I have an idea where I'm going. So many. Oh, I thought. What the fuck? Wolf Fang. Or Wolf A. Okay. Wow, wow. Okay, it's over here. Wait, that's not that's a city, not a town. I wish you didn't ask me to say what the name. I pushed B instead of A. I wish it didn't ask you what you wanted to name your thing. Yeah, lady, we just talked to you. Shut up. Like, to a degree, I appreciate what you're saying, girl, but... I just replaced the sword, though. Is it better, is the question. She already has laser claws. Fuck it. We can always save scum this. Okay, 135 is my attack. Holy shit. Yeah, that's a lot better. Well, okay, 121. Ugh. Look at that, using the guy that we have is very jank because not 100%. I really wish I knew if the poly net troll there was usable or not. Okay, where's the armor shop? I'm confused. Am I supposed? Oh. Okay. Climate control. Did that. Did that. So we got the Zema. Alright, so we gotta go back home. Like, I'm not too concerned about the money in the game because, like, we're getting lots of money. Can't walk through the flowers. Is there... I like how the guy's like, this town will be important later on, so remember, like, is it though? Okay, where the fuck does this town not have a teleporter? I guess not. There it is. My concern is in this game, if I teleport from this town, it's gonna be like the first game where I lose my vehicle potentially. So in hindsight, I better not teleport. Because the guide's not helping me at all in this one. So I have to do some backtracking to get back to the vehicle. Not a problem. No one's really doing big damage anymore, unfortunately. I'm also hoping they fixed the EXP rollover bug that was in the original. Ooh, new guys. Fan bite. Jeez, that was a lot of EXP. I need more enemies like that that aren't too tough, like give tons of EXP. But again, this is one of those games that had a packing actual map when it first came out. Okay, dude. Getting extra turns, you bitch. Dude, new. Ooh. Head rot. Huh. They had head crabs before head crabs. That does a lot of damage. Okay, we get it. Amy might die. Amy's about to die. God damn it. The biggest flaw this game has is actual lack of targeting. What? That's bad. That's not. Oh no. Oh, this could be really bad. Heal 20, fuck you. Dude. All right, we gotta get to a town. I think Zema's just over here. I don't know where I am. Oh no, I'm in a dead island area. Fuck. Oh, fuck you, sir. Get 2 turns. Oh, fuck off. I don't know why they're healing when they're already at full health. I'm going to assume it's the only attack they have. Jet scooter. Oh, no, fuck that. Basically, have to pick my fights right now. Dudes, just let me get there. I've never felt clenched in an RPG before. I didn't expect neither to fucking just kill herself. Where's your shitty ass clone lab? There it is. Jeez. So it looks like the higher level, the more expensive it is to bring people back. Now, because of that ordeal, the party's alive again. I was not expecting her to just die. So, that's another thing. This is one of those. This is the era where you needed a manual to know what spells did what in a game. This is before they gave this. This is before descriptions existed. Fucking bugs. These mushroom things are just annoying. Like, they're not significantly strong or nothing. Well, I already basically made back the money for rezzing them, so... Waspy. Waspy ain't gonna do shit. Yeah, now I already did make that. Actually. Fuck off. Well, this game, on the other hand, compared to the first one, is changing its mobs out instead of us going to a new area. Wait, what's over here? Shit. I'm already confused. This is back to... Yes. It's like everything just wants to eat me now. Part of me wants us to go to max level and go and just cruise through the game, but I guess the grind is part of the experience. Again, no, killing everything along the way is the best way to more or less stay alive. Now, where's the teleporter? Well, I mean, like, even in Fallout, even though ammo and that is quote-unquote scarce, well, at least in the OG game it is, you kind of want to kill as much as you can just to level up. There's a knock at the door. And you must be Rolf. My goodness, you're even more handsome than they say. I'm sheer gold, and well, I'm a thief. I can see how the world can break people, so I like to break the world a bit. I take what I want to give it to who I want, and no agent's ever been able to stop me yet. But now, lucky you, I'm all reformed and ready to use my powers for good. Well, for the most part. I'm sure of the win. I don't play by the rules, but I do want the help. Give sure nickname? Nah. Get a lot of fucking party members in this game, like an obscene amount. What is this, Final Fantasy VI? Hmm. So it looks like no matter what, Nay has to be in the party. I don't even know what you guys can use. Titan gear. Okay, yeah, they have Titan shit. So we got them at level 10. Now we have to grind it again. Well, if it isn't the consequences of my actions of not switching party members out. Hit me. Oh, cool. The boat follows you. They must have learned from the mistake of the first game. That could have been no technical limitation at the time, though, too. Man, the earlier part of the game now is just a joke. I don't think these guys can hit me right now. If they are, I might be doing 0 damage. Balls. Not that way. So far, from what I can tell, we haven't fought any bosses yet. Like, unlike other RPGs, the Phantasy Star games so far have not had bosses in them. Like, in a traditional sense, where you go through a dungeon and fight a boss. We've gone through a few dungeons, but haven't fought anything that you can consider a boss. The first game just had Dark Falls at the end, and that was it. And so far, these ones haven't had anything in them yet either. Now, I don't know if that continues in the 3 and 4. Like, I can't say nothing because the first one was Sega's first RPG, basically, I think, ever. And this is their first 16-bit RPG, I think, so... Yeah, the problem now is, like... This is such an old RPG, the characters don't join your party. They join your party with good gear, they just don't join your party with good stats. It's 63 damage, Jesus Christ. I don't think getting the level 10 is gonna be a problem with the gear they have, because we didn't have to grind. It's not like Rolf and me where we had to grind to get good gear. Now, that might be different in the original game, because the original game tells you to go buy shit for them. Just makes you think this monetization actually took all that into consideration. Which, I mean, good for it. I think if I just walked around the first dungeon, we could get the levels we needed. Wow, this is technically the second dungeon. If anything will fight me. Spinner wants to fight. I probably could go to the other region though. Now I'm thinking about it. Past the tube where Buddy blew himself up for some reason. I wonder how that played out in Generations, just graphically. I see as of this year, Steam will drop support for Windows 7 entirely. Well, on the bright side, Windows 10 is quote-unquote free if you don't mind having a watermark in the bottom right corner saying this Windows is not activated. Like, yeah, well, I didn't want to pay for it. It's not like it deactivates or nothing. And it's like $200 to fork out for a Windows license key, basically. I didn't convert fast enough, so when I had 7, I didn't convert over to 10. Like before, when you could with the get the free licensing, basically. Cause like, psh, nah. Unfortunately, the problem is we're at a point where all the aging hardware in the world's basically useless. Because of the TDW bullshit that Windows 10 needs. 10, 11. Windows 11 I have zero interest in using because it's garbage. There's a lot of problems with it still. So much for Microsoft being, oh yeah, Windows 10's the last one we're making, then stop making them. The UI is terrible for one. 11 is just basically a Mac OS X clone at this point. Well, I feel like a lot of the designers don't know what the fuck they're doing. They just want to make it look whatever, but then they take away things like themes and stuff. Like old Windows still had the ability to use 7 still had the ability to use themes and change the entire look of it, which was still a nice thing. But now all you basically do is change your color, and that's it. You can change your background color, and that's in your background. And that's it. Everything else stays the exact same. Like Windows, what happened to customization? And the thing I noticed with 8 going onward is that they started muddling up everything where settings were found and stuff. You'd have to go hunting just to find where the settings were. Because it'd be and now in 10 and 11, it's in multiple spots. Like, what I don't get from Windows is like, okay, you guys have been doing the same spiel 95 to 7 essentially. Why change it? Like, why now? You should have just kept it the same. Like, even XP was a minor change from 98 and ME and whatnot. We didn't really use ME. We had 98 SE, we had ME for a short time, but due to the memory leaks in Windows ME, it was basically useless. Oh yeah, I forgot about Vista. I forgot Vista was even a thing. Because it was such a dumpster fire. Excuse me. The only neat thing that I knew about Vista is that you could play Halo 2 on it. That was the only way you could play a PC copy of Halo 2. Back in the day. Nowadays, you have the Master Chief Collection, so... So I'm confused if I needed to grind for these two or what. So we'll go through this tube. There should be slightly harder mobs, and they should level up faster. Not much EXP, just money. Fire rate. I will still take the online series and Universe series over the OG series though right now. Just because there's a lot more quality of life improvements over the past 30 some odd years, 40 years, so whatever the heck it's been. Yeah, from what I understood, the Genesis wasn't a true 16-bit system. No, wait, that's the TurboGrafx 16. The TurboGrafx 16 was actually 8-bit system running a weird way to make it 16-bit. It wasn't true 16-bit. But the way these games look and feel, they look like they're 8-bit color RPGs. Now granted, the enemies are still more animated than Final Fantasy monsters, which sets it apart. Those Final Fantasy monsters were still static images, even up to Final Fantasy VI. They didn't have much animations. They had like very few frames of animations, if any. It's basically... Oh, she can teleport too. We're trying to get them up to a high level so she can start stealing shit for us, essentially. Is the gist I'm getting from the walkthrough. She's almost dead. Probably like to use like a regular heal on them right now because they're so low leveled. This is probably a good area to train with them. right outside of the town. Meow, meow. That's one thing about the Genesis still, that because the cartridge sizes are so limited, and the sound chip in a way, like the sound, I don't mind music in a lot of Genesis games, but it does show its limitations. What the fuck is that over there? But the cartridge size back in the day really hampers what it can do. And that's why a lot of these games like only have so much sound. A lot of it's reused. Granted, a lot was reused in Final Fantasy as well, so. And that's the thing though, we haven't heard a different fight music yet. Indicate a boss. And that's the logic I'm going by, like, until the battle theme changes, we haven't fought a boss yet. And the only time that happened in the original was with Dark Falls. Supposedly in this game, I don't know if it was this game or 3, one of the Phantasy Star OGs, I think it's 2, Dark Falls I believe is a mimic. So you can accidentally just go fight Dark Falls and not even realize it. The final boss of the game, essentially. There's only 19 parts to this game, apparently. We're on part 6 of the first act still. We're still in the first act of the game. There's been a few RPGs though where you can randomly run into the final boss essentially without trying. I think Golden Sun DS was one of those games, my friend was saying. And that's the problem with some games, there's no build-up, especially these old games. It's a lot of the old games, if the story wasn't written very well, or in this case, the story's very few and far cutscenes in between. It's not a story-driven game, it's a grind-driven game in this one. Whereas the first one was a dungeon crawler, so we were constantly exploring. This one, we're grinding and just doing our thing. Whereas a lot of RPGs now are completely story-driven. Like, it's become such a different landscape when it comes to RPGs now. Like, in Square's case, some of the newer Final Fantasies are basically interactive movies in terms of storytelling now. Even Kingdom Hearts, for confusing as it is, had more plot going on than this game, than these old games. Now, granted, Kingdom Hearts is designed to be fucking confusing, I think, intentionally. Well, any game Nomura works on appears to be fucking confusing because that's just his way of doing things. He's got to keep everyone in the dark until the story's complete, and then you get hit with that realization that old games would hit you, blindside you with something. Like, as you're playing these games, when they came out, like, I was in high school when Kingdom Hearts 1 came out. So I was like, this was still confusing as fuck, but whatever. We liked it for what it was, a crossover between Final Fantasy and Disney, essentially. And if you take the first game as is, I was like, okay, it's fine. But when the game starts, the problem I have with Square's games now is that if you want to get the whole story and all that, you gotta buy the books, you gotta buy all the side content, you can't just follow a mainline series and get your whole story. You'll have to buy all these side games. And like, from a business perspective, I can't blame Square either because it's a smart business model in a way, because basically it's DLCs disguised as new games. Yeah. And that's why there'll always be certain, like, YouTube channels out there that'll do well because they're gonna cover stories of games that people want to know the expanded stories on. And I had a few of the spin-off Kingdom Hearts games. I just didn't bother to actually sit down and play them. Like, I had a few of them, but I just couldn't be bothered because I was getting out of high school, had to get in the work field, so I didn't have much time to. I still don't have much time to really play games, but I have more time than I did before. You suck, sir. Shears gonna die. Looks like Shears is punching these things. I didn't know he could heal. I guess you learned it later on in life, literally. Yeah, this is probably the best area to grind right now because we're getting the most EXP while still being survivable. We're also getting into debuffs in the game, which sucks. But this is the way I knew how to beat our old school RPGs, is just fucking go ham until you're high enough level. It just overwhelm your opponent with raw stat. And then there's games like Baldur's Gate and stuff, the new one there, 3, it's like, you can have a completely overstat thing but lose to a roll of the dice and get fucked. So, stats really mean not a whole of a lot, I guess, in that regard. Because it follows D&D logic. Which I guess, yeah, cool still. I would love to see that company specifically, remake the first 2 Fallout games. Because the Fallout games were based off the D&D rule sets already, the first 2. And even that style, like the way the camera and all that is, would work better than the old pixel point and click. Okay, Blaster, you suck. So there's still hints of Fallout New Vegas thing happening as well this year. It might be part of Fallout 4 Next Gen update because they actually dropped a build on Steam and then removed it basically like an hour later. And it was basically Fallout New Vegas 2, it said. Now, people are wondering if this is going to be content ported over, or did they port most of the game already over to Fallout 4's engine? I know modders were working on it, but it makes you wonder if what's going on, kind of thing. So, one way or another, also a Fallout London mod dropping this year too, which is bigger than Fallout New Vegas entirely. Yeah, the mod is actually bigger than Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas as a whole game, when it's the mod for Fallout 4. We'll be returning to Fallout at some point for streaming. It's a shame the console though would not be able to play Fallout London because it's too big. I'm gonna be curious to see what they do for the next gen update for Fallout 4. Supposed to say bug fixes, better FPSs and that. It's like they already fixed the FPS issue when 76 came out. Because 76's engine is based off of 4's engine, so they're able to use those fixes in Plat 4. I could see some other quality of life things being carried over from 76, such as the ability to fast travel from anywhere and stuff, possibly. Speaking of which, though, if we do another stream of Fallout 4, we're gonna have to play it in survival mode just to see what it's like. Cause my friend was saying it's pretty hard. Like, all right, why not? Gives me an excuse to play it a different way, you know. I do miss those games, and supposedly Fallout 3 Remake is basically due to the leaks been confirmed. You can also only carry, carry weight is also very reduced. It's more realistic. Like, shit. I think GoldenEye, the GoldenEye Remake that was on Wii and 360 there, and PS3 I think. You had the option to play it classic mode where you could hoard weapons, or you could play it in realistic mode, and I think you can only carry like a handgun and a heavy gun, like a rifle, one single rifle, and one single like, or a single shotgun kind of thing, and a pistol as your sidearm kind of thing. Because the original GoldenEye, you could just be walking around with like a full fucking gym bag full of like grenade launchers, rocket launchers, lasers, handguns, automatics, assault rifles, etc. Like, it was kind of funny to think about. You're supposed to be a spy, but you're just wandering around and you're like a coin bag, a bag of money essentially jingling, but it's just ammo bullets. I still have a few James Bond games to finish to actually beat, because there's still a few games I own that I've never beaten in my life. Heck, there's some of them I've never even played in my life. Like, Die Another Day, I don't know which version's the better version, the N64 version or the PS1 version. Like, that was the era where some games started coming out multi-platform. I do know the N64, Die Another Day was the first one to have AI bots. Like, they were primitive, but still, for the N64 to actually get bots before any, you figure, we didn't get FPS bots mainstream until basically Call of Duty, essentially. And that wasn't till, well, not even, we didn't get bots till like the next generation. N64 having AI bots in an FPS was, in its own right, wild, given the limitations of the console, too. I mean multiplayer bots, I don't mean, like, single-player bots. So that's always the thing to consider. N64, a lot of games looked better, but at the cost of having less draw distance. A good comparison is Mega Man Legends versus Mega Man 64. Legends on PS1 has further draw distance, less fog, but the overall models are half the resolution of the 64. The 64s are crisper. There's no tessellation, which is with the textures deforming when the camera changes, because PlayStation 1 was never designed to really do 3D. And you're like, but Char, that's wrong. It's like, look it up. The PlayStation 1 was originally designed to be a CD add-on for the Super Nintendo. Which basically means it's basically using its own version of the Super FX chip to make 3D. But, yeah, and if you look at a lot of PS1 games that were pixels or 2D games, they held up so much better than the 3D games. Like, there are 3D games that are stylized enough that still work, Mega Man Legends there, but even then, like, do you play Legends or do you play 64? Because, like, 64's box art even states on the back the high definition version of Mega Man Legends. Like, when Capcom... Speaking of Capcom, jeez, they are doing some stupid lately. Apparently they're adding the Enigma anti-cheat engine, air quote-unquote, to a backlog of their older titles. And it is causing problems, supposedly, with modding these games. A good example is Resident Evil 5. It needs mods just to even start up because I don't think Capcom ever repatched the game to remove the requirement for games for Windows Live. If you don't patch that out with a mod, the game will never actually function properly. Like, you can't play it co-op through Steam because it tries to do the game through the Windows Live server system doesn't exist anymore. And Capcom decided, you know what, let's put these anti-cheat things in so people can't fuck with things. I think I'm on early. Hello, Snow. I'm just bitching about Capcom's new Enigma cheat engine that they're fucking with old games with. Like, I have no problem with anti-cheat being for, like, okay, if you're playing an online game, it makes sense. Like, Street Fighter there, they have the anti-cheat system in it. Alright, that makes sense. But when your game is so old, like, get you Resident Evil 5, that it needs life support to actually function properly. Even Bethesda realized this and released Fallout 3, re-released basically Fallout 3 with a fix to get rid of the games from Windows Live problem. There was even Fallout 3 Anniversary patch, which fixes that too. But Capcom's like, no, we don't want you modding our games, because Capcom's taking the stance that modding their games is cheating. So they're really pissing off basically the PC player base. But yeah, I basically had dinner, Snow, passed out into a food coma, and then slept like 7 hours, then got up like, you know what, I'm just gonna stream, fuck it. Hey, either people will catch it or it'll catch the VOD. Waspy. And the funny part is, for some of these animations on these sprites, they probably just flipping parts of the sprite, like the wing flapping animation. Oh, it's almost time to go. Another level for those two. Like, Capcom has a great engine. Very optimized, I like it. However, Capcom does do stupid stuff, like this. Oh, speaking of which, aliens, you should, if you know of Spy X Family or Spy Cross Family, however it's pronounced, they did a crossover event with Street Fighter 6, I think it was, and I guess people are not taking kindly to the Yor they released. If you Google it, you're like, oh no. Like, this is what it's supposed to be, this is what we got. Kind of thing. For Capcom having, like, great engine and all that, and for the most part, a lot of great games on that engine, Why is it modders always seem to make things better? Oh yeah, that was another thing. I guess modders released a better version of the model they released and blew it out of the water. So Capcom, I think that's when the whole Enigma anti-cheat thing got put into place, because Capcom, I think, got butthurt over the modders did a better job at their own game than they could. And then there's Sega. We're playing a Sega game right now that's modded, and you know what? Sega doesn't give a shit. I'm still convinced, there aliens, that Starfield is actually, they made Starfield for the sole purpose of testing the variant of the creation engine there for before the new Elder Scrolls or the new Fallout. I'm still convinced that's all it is a test demo for that. Like, I have no doubt they'll try to squeeze whatever money they can get out of Starfield out of it. What was I watching? I was watching a trailer for something and Todd Howard was involved in it, and it wasn't... What was it? Hold on. Put my YouTube history. What did I watch? Oh! I think it was the new Indiana... Yeah, it's the new Indiana Jones game. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle is just like... Parts of it look good, parts of it look... eh? Like, they got the likeness of young Harrison Ford, but since they're using Troy Baker to try to be young Indiana Jones, it doesn't really work, because Troy Baker can only do Troy Baker. Like, I'm sorry, but Harrison Ford's voice is quite unique. You should have just hired one of the Robot Chicken voice actors to be him. Well, my whole spiel for Starfield, though, for me not being interested in it, it's like, I already have No Man's Sky. I don't need No Man's Sky HD. Mushrooms do a lot of damage still. I've never finished No Man's Sky either, like the base story. One day, maybe. I still have my Axolotl homeworld that I made. Come on, buddy, level up, Kane. I don't understand why the ants have little wings on the side of their heads, though. Feelers, yeah, that makes sense. It's the side of their heads, though, is a little weird. Then again, Phantasy Star's monsters never did make much sense. Level up, you bastard. Alien bugs. Aliens. Oh, you can't. I just did the hand gesture thing. There we go. Now, this guide I don't think is probably completely fucking useless, but it tells me to go from point A to point B. Ooh. Do. Oh, that Dr. Giroux, he's a nice guy. Where's the save point in this? I've never actually really played a Legacy of Kain game either. I think I had the Dreamcast one, and that's it. At one point, I had them all because friend at the time was really big into them. Like, yeah, sure, we can do them. Never did. Yes. Electronic signature. Wow, we had to use the electronic signature way back in the day before UPS showed up. Also a shame because Tony J is no longer with us. He was the Elder God, I believe, in that one. But I mostly know him as Megabyte from Reboot. Supposed to keep doing this until Sheer disappears. Again, who would even know to do this shit? I didn't know I could store items. I just realized, I'm just learning that now, I can still store items. Terribly concerned about the apparent abuse of the clown control. Agent Rolf, I hope you and companions are able to solve the mystery as quickly as possible for everyone's sake. Please. Okay, how many times do I have to do this? Uh-huh. Squint. If you're not sure about the item, just fucking throw it in the storage. I don't know how. This will be the first game that has a bank. The artificial ocean. Artificial ocean. Alright, I'm a little stumped at this playthrough. It says when at level 10, go to Central Towers. Go to Central Towers room. Thank you, phone, for like dropping ass. Thank you, network errors. Not that. Yeah, got, that says when at level 10, go to the Central Tower's room. Go in and out, keep doing this until Sheer disappears. When she does, head back home and find her there. So I am so confused. It's RNG. It's literally RNG when she will steal. And I don't know about this version of the game specifically. Oh no. Is there someone here? No. When you realize, uh-oh, which version of the game are you playing? Not you. Not you. Not you. Right. I'm using... Shit. Now I remember. It's the Steam version. It just says go to the fucking Central Tower room. I don't. Why is there always? I need Sega workshop. Sure. Hmm. Hmm. Sorry, I was looking at some of the changes. Huh. I didn't realize this game crashed so much in the original. Well, shit. Oh, okay. I have to keep going into the storage room. Thank you. Like, that's not very, like, going in and out of the tower itself doesn't help. You actually have to go into the storage room. Old games. You know what? Take the polymetal. I have no idea what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing with it in this game. The first game it was used to sprinkle on a robot. The storage dude kind of looks like Uncle Jesse from Full House. If he was anime formed. This is the most tedious RNG I've ever done in this game. In a game. There it is. Thank you, game. Cheers, coming back. Sorry, did I make you worry? Well, I felt Breeze calling, so I went for a little walk. Shall we continue? What's our face, Rolf? There it is. I don't know what to think, because someone's like, do not take her to one place. I'm like, oh. Oh, where is my save point? Yeah, no problem. So I just stole that. Yeah, well. I'm using a guide for the original game for a game that's been completely rewritten. It's like, what could possibly go wrong? Yeah, we'll keep going a little more. Warp. Pew, 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 pew. Ooh. Feel the effects of the day starting to get, not of the day. Probably the effects of breakfast. I'm still tempted to turn on like a Game Genie. But whatever. No. Bug Boy wants to fight Insecticon and a bee. Welcome back. Gargoyle wants to fight. Oh, suck. Stop tickling it. Oh, that's the right area. Fuck. Hey, at least not making the same sound effect as Birdo does. Strange space monsters. I wonder how much drugs they gave the artist. Hey, here's a bunch of drugs, draw some monsters. The sea beast looks like a fucking pug with crab claws. Like a furless pug dog with crab claws. Lots of EXP though from these clowns. New music. Well, we also learned that Nazak there is just fucking deaf. And then just go right up the stairs. That. Go up. Right. Doggo. Burn wolf. Okay, knee there's getting spanked. What the hell? That was a lot. One. Wormy boy! Greedipede. You'll say Wormy boy's not even gonna get an attack. Lots of money here. Left. Down. Left. Up. Ooh. You guys are, something. Hey guys, can we like focus on one target? Shit, I might, oh, balls. I might be a little confused where I'm going. Die, you prehistoric turkey. Shit. Can you guys like piss off? Didn't think so. aiming to feed the enemy for balls. This is... You guys like know? Fucking zombies. You know, nay, if you actually focus on one fucking target. This whole... Oh, I'm so... I'm... Alright, I gotta backtrack. I fucked up. Fuck. Worst case scenario, we'll warp the fuck out of town. Okay, guys, leave Rolf alone. I love the enemies can focus all their firepower on one character, but you guys can't. Back that way. Yeah, it's a few. I am actually lost, so... Oh! That's a big... I see a map of the area that we're in. Oh no. Mewtwo? Catman. That's not a man. But hey, sure. Catman. Na 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 na. Catman. Glow stick. Ew. Trees have solar beam. Not a fan of that. I am looking at the map of this place and it's like, oh my fucking god. I don't even know where I started now. I'm actually very disoriented. This is a very definition of huh, cat, huh? Get okay, okay. So that's what the stairs look like on the map. Okay, so it takes us nowhere. I don't like this. I'm already confused. Fuck you, tree. Okay, we keep him way over there, so... Trees fucked us up. So we come in down here, right? Over, up, over. Can we not get into a fight for 5 minutes? Right. I actually have a feeling we're gonna run out of time anyways for this dungeon. This is a big ass dungeon. Well, mountain. Mountain? Dungeon? Why? They're not very strong. So I need to go to the, I went the wrong way. Alright, no. If I could read a fucking map. Well, in my defense, the map was built very tiny because it's an old map. And that's where I'm gonna have to stop for this morning because I have to start getting ready for work. So I got 2 hours worth of streaming today. So for now, anyways, we'll see about after work. If I can have the energy to do more or not. Since my sleep pattern's completely fucked right now. It is what it is though, so. Oh, frig, now it's hot in here. So yeah, we got that far, but now, got a lot to keep going just because of how these maps are, and the guides are completely useless. Well, not completely useless. Like, the guides tell us to go from point A to point B. That's about all we can do. So with that being said, though, have a good day and night, whatever time it has to be for you all. We'll catch you all in the next one. Maybe today? Who knows? Not sure yet. We'll see. So, until then, goodbye for now.